from a person currently in a prison in England. All calls are logged and recorded and may be listened to by a member of prison staff. If you do not wish to accept this call, please hang up now.
Hello, Morgan. Hi, Jamie. It's so good to hear your voice. Glastonbury, you can hear me say yeah! Glastonbury, could you give me a huge cheer for all my neighbours here in High Point Prison? Those have been very good to me. Give these guys a huge cheer! It's so good to talk to you. This event is a dream come true for me. This is magic. It's very special that each and every one of you has come here today. So can you turn to someone you don't know? Imagine you've just got out of prison early. Give them a huge smile, give them a big yeah, big fist bump, high five, give them a hug. Please enjoy it on my behalf. Because you don't know how wonderful the freedom to assemble is until you can't do it anymore. Okay, what is the one thing our communities need for any endeavor? Hope. Hope powers everything. Now, hope is something we do, not something we have. I'm going to share my experiences from recent years of creating hope with a group of people. Now look up above you. Every module of this structure has 3 parts, made of tripods with 3 legs, everything in 3s. I'm so deeply obsessed with this structure that I structure all my thoughts in 3s. So this talk also has 3 legs. The first leg is how I came together with all the beautiful people who designed and built this structure. The second leg, I want to point out the special magic which unleashed that process. It's an emotional process called the spiral of the work that reconnects. And the third leg, I'll zoom out to offer a glimpse, a teaser of a vision of what could happen as loads of these human spirals put together into a much bigger structure. Because we live in dark times, and we need the brightest dreams we can dream right now. Okay, the first leg. So 4 years ago, I was quite a conventional office working dude. And then I heard Jamie talking at a festival around the beginning of Extinction Rebellion. And I like the sound of what he said, so I got involved. It's been a wild ride, and I'm glad I hung on. We created the building blocks of hope together. At the beginning of XR, we found ourselves together in an affinity group, a group for doing actions of civil disobedience together. We got to know each other, heard each other's fears and anguish for the world, and came to trust each other. Then we did the first rebellion together, the fun one. Give a cheer if you remember that one. We sat in the road together in Parliament Square with so many other people that those in power had to sit up and take notice that we were in a climate and ecological emergency. And that went so well, it set our minds spinning. If sitting in the road was powerful, then imagine sitting in the road atop bamboo towers. That should absolutely boss it, right? Right? So Graham and I, and a brilliant old sculptor named Julian, started experimenting with bamboo. And we developed the system you see around you. We developed ways of popping these towers up quickly by surprise. Then lots of people got involved. And these towers, we call them beacons, popped up all over the country and in 10 countries around the world. Now, we're not really sure exactly what the effect of it was. I mean, the world is still on fire, sadly. But we definitely made some beautiful things. And we bonded a fascinating network of people across borders. I call it the Beacon Network. And now the beacons have brought us to Shangri-La to pass a message to you. This is the second leg. So what was it that unleashed us to go on that magical journey? Some of the deepest heart thinkers of our time, particularly my go-to wise woman, Joanna Macy, call it the spiral of the work that reconnects. Look up and you'll see that this structure is made of spirals. Like so many beautiful things in nature, it's literally in our DNA. This structure has spiral-shaped steel roots which root it into the ground. We humans need to begin rooted in gratitude. That is the first station of the spiral. Then we become present to the wonder of being alive in this amazing living world, to the many gifts we receive, and to the beauty and mystery it offers. I receive an abundance of gifts in prison. Every day people give me food. Some of it's quite decent even. As well as books, letters. The earth in the prison yard gives me flowers. When we come from gratitude, we can face the harsh realities of the world in the second station of the spiral. We naturally flow to honoring our pain for the world. I experienced this with Graham and Ellie in the beginning of Extinction Rebellion. Admitting the depths of our anguish, even to ourselves, takes us into culturally forbidden territory. From an early age, we've been told to pull ourselves together, to cheer up or shut up. But when our activating siren of inner alarm is no longer muffled or shut out, something gets switched on inside us. It is our survival response. Then we move to the third station of the spiral, seeing with new eyes. This perceptual shift occurs. It opens us up to a new view of what is possible and a new grasp of our power to act. Can a few hundred people occupy Parliament Square for a week? Hell yeah, let's give it a whirl. Now if you imagine this spiral of a dandelion plant, the roots draw up gratitude, honoring our pain opens up leaves, allowing a stem to grow up tall and see with new eyes. Then the fourth station of the spiral is the seed head, the dandelion clock. The final station is going forth, the seeds let go, to drift on the wind. And our seeds have landed in the rich soil of Shangri-La, with you. Now the final leg. Now look up again, and imagine that my spiral with Graham and Ellie is just one of the 3 pole spirals hanging over you. There are many of those spirals in the structure. They all link together in a web of connections to form a larger structure on a more complex scale, a super spiral. What's the equivalent in human structure? The human super spiral is a transformation called the Great Turning. Joanna Macy has described this vision, and for me it's the most coherent and comprehensive vision of how human civilization might survive the next 50 years and even flourish. Like each of these tripods above you has 3 poles, like this whole structure has 3 towers, the Great Turning has 3 poles of action. Each of these poles is essential, and they all hold each other up. Yet each of them is distinct, separate, but linked. The first pole is obstructive resistance, holding back the harm and protecting life. But ultimately, you can never change the existing reality solely by fighting against it. Extractive capitalism will inexorably demolish whatever barricades you throw up around your land or your community, even ingenious bamboo barricades. And trust me, we've tried. So you need the second pole of action. Action which creates alternative systems which allow us to meet our needs and balance with the needs of all other beings, including future beings. This is the donut economy, the Green New Deal, all that wonderful, constructive, inventive stuff. So humans have an unfortunate track record of reinventing our bad habits disguised in clever new forms. And that's why we need the third pole of action, transformation of consciousness. We need to shift from seeing ourselves as separate entities competing with each other in a hostile world to seeing ourselves as interconnected beings, really as resilient patterns in an unfathomably vast, mysterious and beautiful web of life. Turns out this was all in the movie Pocahontas, but when I was 11 years old I wasn't really prepared to take it in. So now if you consider how your community can come together to resist climate breakdown, you can consider actions in any one of these poles. The calm, constructive stuff is just as critical as the madly stressful, obstructive resistance. Although you might have noticed in Graham, Alley, and my spiral that acting in one pole, resistance, led us to flow naturally into the second pole, creating new systems. In our case, new ways to build with bamboo, a regenerative material. And where did that lead? To the third pole of action. Now with you, we are transforming our collective consciousness through the deliberative process of this assembly. A special kind of magical momentum develops when you spiral through all the poles. This is active hope. I don't know if you've looked at the world lately, but it is dark. Hot, dark, and smoky. We need some deeper magic right now. There's no time to be scared. So grab the closest people you can trust and get spinning. You're at a festival, I'm sure you're here to dance tonight. So keep spinning until the sun rises. And in that precious dawn, remember that being able to freely assemble here in this beautiful green place, in this riot of human creativity, exuberance, and love, with access to the depths of all humanity's accumulated wisdom, makes us some of the luckiest people on this earth. And we've been put here for a purpose. In the stillness of tomorrow's dawn, listen for it. Will you hear the future weeping? Our love must save the world. Our love must save the world. Peace out.
Thank you, Morgan.